Credits in Elite Dangerous are not the real currency. That will be materials in my opinion, but either way, if you haven't got any money, then the rebuy screen can be a daunting aspect. You've got your shiny new Caspian Explorer, so is it a suitable ship for an AFK build? An away from the keyboard build, where you can just park your ship in a HazRES, perhaps a low HazRES, have your fighter give you some cover, and when pirates come and attack you, you can take them out. Clear out that HazRES. It's a build, I think, that will certainly enable you to have a few credits in your pocket. So, is the Caspian Explorer a suitable build for an AFK ship to earn some credits? You know the drill by now. You tool up a ship with turrets, you set them to fire at will, you armour plate it up as a tank, and you take the credits in a HazRES zone. You put a little bit of expensive stuff in the hold, pirates will attack you, you retaliate, you may or may not lose the ship. Depending on the robustness of the build, you can be a successful commander at this, and you can do it while you're doing other things. The hoovering, the ironing, making coffee, feeding the kids. That's right, here at Ricardos Gaming, we're equal opportunity and we're independent modern men. Now, I just want to point out that this is the test server I've been doing on this. All these test builds on, which Frontier gave us access to. So what have I done? Well, I've got a honking great big beam laser with a long range weapon modification in the class 3 slot. Couple of pulse lasers, again turreted, and then a couple of beam lasers with a mixture of overcharged thermal vent, short range blaster with thermal shock and thermal conduit. Why not, right? So I filled it up. A couple of pulse lasers, because, you know, they can carry on firing forever. Utility mounts. We got some point defense, top and bottom. Couple of shield boosters. Shield boosters have got heavy duty shield boosterness on them. In the core internals, ablative military grade composite. Yes, and I've gone for heavy duty armour. Power plant, bit of armour. Got the thrusters, dirty drive drag drives, and I've got a Mark II supercharged optimised frameshift drive with SEO, with Mass Manager on it. You know it. Yes, it's a life support, a power distributor, and some sensors. The power distributor, charge enhanced. Next up, prismatic shields. Okay. Shield cell bank. No problem. Fighter hangar, because you need a little bit of support. And we'll be getting my crew on here to fly that fighter. Got a shield reinforcement package for said prismatic shields. Now, I've got a fuel tank here. Why have I got a fuel tank here? I don't need a fuel tank. Let's get rid of that. Let's replace that with... oh, I don't know. Where is it? Where's it gone? Yeah, go on. Another hull reinforcement. Buy and equip. There you go. Lovely. All the hull reinforcement going on there. A Guardian module reinforcement package. Got that on the go. Again, some more hull reinforcement. A little bit of cargo to tempt the pirates in. Right? Gonna fill it with something expensive. Detailed surface scanner, advanced docking computer because I'm a lazy swine, and a planetary approach suite. In the fighter bays, I got a Condor and I've got a Taipan. It's just to run a little bit of interference, if you know what I mean. So that's what we're going for. Okay? That's what we're going for. What could possibly go wrong? We're going to see what it's like. Alright? We're going to see what it's like. So we got the military grade, got a bit of support on that. Still got 45 light years of jump range. Let's see how we go. This is a very thirsty ship in the jumping, just so we all know. So, let's go and find a HazRES and go and see what mischief we can get into. Now, with that build complete, find yourself a HazRES zone. Normally found in rings, or if you want to get yourself into a combat zone, that's a bit more fruitier. A low-res HazRES zone, right? No dramas, drop in there, have something tasty in the cargo hold. Depending on your build, you could also collect some materials that are dropped by your aggressors if you've got some limpet controllers, some space for that, or you want to put a bit of cargo hold stuff in there as well. Cut down perhaps on the tanking. But I have found this to be quite successful as an AFK build. Now all this is done on the Elite Dangerous test server that we get as part of the partner program. You build up your ships, you've got all your materials. I did a bit of engineering that was available to me on this that I went through in the build, but you could max it out, to be perfectly honest with you, and make the ship even better. Even with the mediocre level of engineering, the elementary level of engineering I put on this ship, it performed quite well, and I was quite surprised about that as well. I really was. I'm not sure if it'll go in a hazardous HazRES, but you know, this low one, it's certainly doing it, and it's certainly making the money. And it's another persona for the Caspian Explorer. Now, if you want to look at the ship stats, the shield health I've got at 2050. Yeah, no dramas. We scroll down here. Where's it gone? There you go. You scroll down here. And you can see my armour and thermal resistances are all there. My shield thermal resistance. And all this is done with a pretty good jump range. As you can see, my armour health, 3,596. It's not going to win any awards. But the ship, for some reason, seems to be lasting out with me doing absolutely nothing while I'm recording this video. It's quite entertaining to watch. Just park yourself in amongst the rocks, let people come and try and take away from you what's yours. Now here's the thing with this sort of build. You need to have your point defense, and we've got point defense. You need to have turrets and then set to fire at will on the right hand panel. Once you've got that, everything's dandy. Personally, I like to have a fighter bay and to have a little bit of cover as well. Now, like I said, you could actually pick up some materials that are being dropped by your aggressors if you had a limpet controller and you had your cargo bay open, and you could pick up lots of swag. Either way, you can make a decent bit of money here. Really good as well if you're doing the power play, shooting people for merits. And to be fair, the ship does look really good when it fires its weapons. In fact, I think perhaps one of the best ships for when it fires its weapons. It really looks something, whether that's, the nods to Star Trek in its design, if that's indeed what it is, or what, I don't know. But either way, it does look pretty cool when it fires off the lasers. Now, I don't think this ship is going to upset any Type 10 owners or having them jump out of that. But I will say it does look spectacular in an AFK configuration and in a combat zone and also a HazRES. It passes in my book. It's okay. If you haven't got a Type 10, you could probably make do with one of these. Either way, this Caspian Explorer is turning out to be a good all-rounder in my book, with a certain twist towards exploration. Let me know what you think in the comments. I've been Ricardo. Thanks for watching.